Right, so today we're going to replace the leatherette on these headphones because I really like the headphones, but this is gross and needs a change, and we're going to replace it for real leather, which is going to present itself with a whole load of different challenges because it's not quite as flexible as leatherette. So the first thing to do is to make some of these on a laser cutter. This is just veg tan leather, and I've laser cut in a design. First things first, we need, as we're going to do this bit first, we're going to try and take it off. And I think the ends of this are buried inside this little plastic housing somehow. So, I don't know if you can see, there's two little screws in here. So we're going to undo them and hope it falls apart. We're going to put them somewhere safe. Okay, so up until this point, I couldn't actually measure how big this piece of leather had to be. And putting it on here, roughly where it's going to go, I got it pretty spot on, within 0.5 millimetre, which I'm really quite pleased about. So we're going to cut this design out. I did a couple of attempts. This one was burnt too much, still quite black in places. And then this one was burnt way too much because there's like holes in it. So still interesting things to keep though. So we're going to cut this one out. And because I did it on the laser cutter, I did a line on it so I know where to cut. Right, so we're going to do this bit outside because if I spill this inside, it'll make one hell of a mess. Right, so we're going to go dye the leather all red because it might match some of the other stuff I've got already. Stay, don't fall over. And then and make sure all the edges are done, and then I'm going to go back over the whole thing and just try and make sure it's all nice and even. I want it to be quite a dark red. I don't want it to be pink. So we'll leave that in the sun to dry for a wee bit, and then I'll see you in a minute once it's all dry and we're ready to go for the next bit. So we're just going to punch some holes in the leather so that we can do the sewing thing a little bit easier, and then on the thinner leather underneath we're just going to shove the needle through where we think it needs to go because I don't really know the shape that I need where to put the holes, so we'll do it that way. So I got the leather on, and there's a wee bit here that's a wee bit too tight, but apart from that it's fine. And got all the stitching on, let's have it the right way up. Got all this on, and the thick leather on top didn't clip into the little plastic clips on the sides, but I managed to tuck in this like sofa leather into the sides a bit more readily. It was a bit thinner, a bit more flexible. These bits that I thought I was going to deal with, I scraped off as many of the loose bits as I could and found that I can actually buy them online, but they won't be here for a long time. But they're really complicated shape and use like a really stretchy material, so I can't actually do these here, and also I can't sew stretchy material. So, but for now, that's this done. And if you liked what you saw, or you want to see me try and bodge something else, then please remember to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next week, hopefully. Because who knows what we're doing then.